I saw a creator on here saying that women's beauty standards are rooted in PDF. I'm sorry, that stupid TikTok censoring, but you guys know what I mean. Is rooted in PDF, and that is so true. Like, think about it. A lot of men like small, petite, like short women. Men like women with no hair. Men like women with like a low to no body count, pure and all that. And it made me think I never got hit on more than between ages like 14 and 15, maybe like 13, 14, and 15. And let me be clear, it wasn't by like other young boys. No, it was almost always grown men. And not even men in like their early 20s who maybe thought I was 18, because some people did think I looked a little older, even though I think my face looked like a kid face, regardless of my body. But anyways, it would always be men like in their 30s, like grown ass men, never even young men or young boys. Like, and you guys are weird. You guys are so fucking weird for that. And I've seen other girls online like say this in comment sections that they never got hit on more than when they were like young, mid, like teenage girls. And that is insane. Maybe we should change our women beauty standards to be about grown women. What grown women actually look.
What do grown women actually look like? It is some truth to what she said, and we're not going to dismiss that because, it's real. It's a lot of realness in whatever she just said, but it's not to the extent as what she's saying it. What does a grown woman look like? Let's have that question. Let's answer that one. If you look at a grown woman and you see the characteristics of a grown woman, what is it? Are they tall? For the most part, no. Okay. That's one. She said her body was, she looks very petite. She looks very small. I can guarantee you that the way she looks now is not far from when she was probably 16. And she can be a grown woman. And for the rest of her life, to think about this, up to the age she's a grandmother, she would still be this size. If not, because with age, I guess gravity, whatever, and people start to hunch over, she'll be even shorter than whatever she is right now. That's with age. So even when she becomes elderly, she's not getting any taller, but she can get slightly smaller. And she's an old lady. So therefore, you started off, let's just say around 15, 16, you're this height. You're going to be that height right now. You will never be taller. You will only be shorter in some cases. So in that case, are men pedos forever talking to you, period. If we're going to base it on height. That doesn't make sense. But let's go on to the next thing. Let's say that did make sense. Let's move on to the next. The next, let's just say body hair. Okay. Should men like body hair? Because it seems like it's a preference for everybody. So if you're a lady here and you're watching it, do you think men should like body hair? Down there, under the armpits, whatever it is. I'm going to say it's a profound no. Men are going to like things that are opposite to them. So therefore, if it's opposite to them, I would prefer my woman to not have a armpit full of hair, an afro down there. Even when women are shaved in their lower half. I've never, ever in my life, I don't know where they finding these people at, a woman with hair down there. It's the difference between having hair down there and having an afro down there. That's a big difference. So when you say you have hair done, I've never heard a man say, nah, man, she had a Bermuda Triangle looking thing down there. I was like, nah, I'm good. It wasn't like clean bald. I've never heard that. But women, if you've heard that, please let us know. Put it in the conversation. Do you see these men? We need to figure out the men you talk to. We see these men that look at these women and say, like, you can't just have short hair down there and it could be organized. When they say hair, we mean a bush, like the top of her head. That's not cool. So if that's the case, then if we're talking about hair, then that don't make no sense. The problem with these women, they talk about beauty standards. Keep in mind, women is the one that keep up the beauty standards because let's just say that men said, you know what? I don't care what a woman got. It is what it is. And all women, 100% of them say, I'm not shaving nothing. do you think women would still have kids? Do you think women would still sleep around? Or do you think they would just be celibate by default? Do you think they will become incels? Like men, no man is going to sleep with them. Does it make sense? Because it's a preference, right? And that preference, when it comes to the men that's out there, it's just a preference. In other words, like I can take something else as well, but I will prefer it to be this way. That's just common sense. And it's somewhere where you ladies think that the way you look now is so far away from wherever you looked before. But let's get into the thing that she actually told the truth on, which is 100% true. A lot of young women do get hit on by grown men. If you were in high school, then you've definitely seen grown men or older men, whatever it was, hit on younger women. The fact that she's saying that, oh, I've never been hit on more, I think it's bullshit. I think that's complete bullshit. I just think you've been hit on so much that you ignore most of it. That's what I actually think. And then when you say hit on, if you are a woman walking down the street, I would assume, just my assumption, after high school, if you're walking home or whatever it is, you're like always outside. You're outside more. If you're outside more as an adult and you telling me that you've been hit on less, is bullshit. This is 100% lies. You just ignore it more. And if you ignore it more and you don't pay attention to it more, then you will be like, all right, I'm hitting on less. No, you hit on less by the guys that you like. That's the ones you pay attention to. The rest of the guys you just completely ignore. When you're 16, you're just, or 15 or whatever, when you're up and coming, then you'll pay attention to whatever people say to you more. Because it's like brand new. So that I can get. But it is disgusting dudes out there that will go out there and talk to them. Even in high school, I seen a lot of them. And I had women in high school that had bodies, now that you think about it, of older women. Like their bodies were big and thick. So it's like, all right, if you look at them from behind or to the side, you would probably think that you would probably think that they were older. But it will be easy to tell once you see them or you look at them to tell that they were younger. But guys still start to pursue them because you have perverts, right? Those are and those guys. So those guys do exist. So we ain't gonna act like, oh no, guys don't do that. That would be bullshit. Guys 100% go out there and try to manipulate the young ones. And this is the reason why men, if you say like, you have fathers, this is why the fathers will want these younger women to stop dressing the way they dress and stop trying to look grown. Like grown, it should be evident on your age. It should never ever be at a place where somebody has to guess. Well, weaves all the way down your back, and nails and eyelashes and makeup, and it just all makes you look older. And then it could put guys in certain places. I had a homegirl. This is true. She was in the club when she was probably like maybe 15 years old. But she had a chest already and she can make it pop out. And she was short, but once again, women are just short. So like the same age she was, right now, she's probably every bit of 30 years old. Back then, she's the same height. Same hair, same everything. She looks relatively similar to whatever she was, but she's 15 years older. Think about that. And she was in the club back then because all she did put on the makeup and all that stuff like that. And she pushed the puppies together and wear the high heels and get your fake ID. You can get in there. You can easily pass for a 21 plus year old. Easy back then. Right. So it's like, yeah, but and these young women dress like this. And when guys say like, yo, like, why are you dressing like that? You can't tell young women what to do. They're taking after these women. These women is the same women that champion the younger women for looking older. And wonder why you get so much pedos out there just making these young women look vulnerable out there. Like, yeah, they ready to go get something. Like they down. And then now you got these pervs out here doing it. But the way they're framing it is as if this is men in general. Because men in general do like shorter women by default, because that's common sense. If they didn't, then they probably wouldn't even have a partner, right? Because most women are shorter than most men. So that's not going to happen. Most men don't like women with a whole bunch of body hair, because if he has body, it doesn't make any sense. Except Indian women. Indian women have a lot of body hair, but the men have a lot of body hair. So even if the men is 10 times over whatever the women is, but Indian women do have a lot of body hair, and they keep a lot of it. But that's a different story. and the other women like these women, the guy's gonna like the opposite. And if not, then okay, stop being the opposite and see how that works out for you. But that does not mean that all these guys or most men or even pedos, or even the majority, whatever it is, are pedos for a preference that they have. Understand what a pedo is and pay attention to that, because that's not the definition.